Hi, my name is Akankshya Upadhyay and I am your English instructor. In today's class, we will solve the exercise portion of Unit 7, which is expressing conditions. Let's begin. We will read two articles, The Rampant Pesticide Use Risks Health and Climate Change is Going to Make Inequality Even Worse Than It Already Is. We are reading these two articles and then solving the problems in our exercise. So let's begin. First, we will go through the Rampant Pesticide Use Risks Health, published July 19, 2009, Kathmandu. Most of the commercially produced vegetables available in the market are found to be unsafe for consumption thanks to an excessive use of chemicals during their cultivation. We are consuming poison along with vegetables, scientist Rambabu Paneru at Nepal Agricultural Research Council told This Daily. The farmers have been using pesticides and insecticides excessively in the farms, posing a threat to human health. Paneru said he recently visited vegetable farms in Tharodi and Mahadevsthan villages of Dading and Baradi of Tanahu and Tutunga village of Kaski districts. Unprescribed use of chemicals is harmful for both the farmers and consumers, he said. It spoils the taste of vegetables and has environmental hazards. Consumption of such chemical affects the nervous system and can cause impotence, liver and kidney dysfunction. They can also cause disabilities in children and miscarriage in women, in addition to causing skin, heart and eye ailments. Paneru found that the farmers use the chemicals at wrong intervals. I was shocked to hear that they mix pesticides, insecticides, and vitamins together before spraying in the fields, he said. The vegetables must not be consumed for a number of days after pesticide application. Farmers were found to be immediately sending their products off to the markets. Dr. Sri Baba Pradhan, senior entomologist at NARC, blamed the government for the sorry state of affairs. There are no effective policies on the implementation of the existing ones, she said. Consumers should be made aware about their rights and the Argo vests need to be provided training on pesticide application. Jeevan Prabha Lama, Deputy Director General, Department of Food Technology and Quality Control, said they were facing difficulties in carrying out the tests due to poor facilities in the lab and staff shortages. She said markets have been warned against the sale of such products. Source, The Himalayan. Next, we will go through climate change is going to make inequality even worse than it already is. In a paper published on Monday, in Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, scientists demonstrate the full ramifications of a widely accepted theory about climate change, that it will almost certainly have a disproportionate impact on the poor. Acknowledging this fact in models they find can drastically change estimates of how climate change will affect the economy and leads into a deeply troubling conclusion. Climate change won't just hit the poor hardest, but it will exacerbate existing inequality within societies. The disproportionate effect of climate change on the poor isn't a new idea. But in general, while the economic models used to inform climate policies have accounted for income inequalities between different countries or regions of the world, they fail to acknowledge that these inequalities exist within countries as well. The lacking description of sub-regional national inequality is one of the most glaring in these models, said lead author Francis Denning, an assistant professor of economics at Yale NUS College in Singapore, in an email to the Post. Denning and his colleagues decided to see what would happen if they tweaked a leading climate economy model known as RICE, the Regional Integrated Models of Climate and the Economy, to account for inequalities within different regions of the world, essentially acknowledging that different countries contain people of both higher and lower incomes. They found that when they assumed a scenario in which lower income sectors of society were hit hardest by the effects of climate change, a key factor in our understanding of the economic effects of climate change drastically in comparison to models that didn't take these equalities into account. Source, The Washington Post. Now, these are the two articles that we just read. The first about the risks on our health due to excessive amount of pesticides and insecticides that farmers use while cultivating crops. And second, the impact climate change is going to make, that inequality is going to be even worse than it already is. So we read these two articles and now we shall move towards the exercise portion and try to solve them. Now first we need to fill in the blanks with appropriate words. We have 7 words and we need to fill them in 7 blanks. So the first word is, his invention was popular but not blank successful. So popular but not excessive successful does not match with the meaning of our sentence. However, but not commercially successful matches with the meaning of the sentence. So we write commercially successful. Next we have, local people complained about the blank noise from the dance bar. Now, if it's a complaint, then it must be a loud noise. So we can say excessive is the word for this blank. So local people complained about the excessive noise from the dance bar. Next we have, vegetables produced using pesticides are unfit for human blank. Now, human pesticides does not make any sense. Insecticides is something we're not looking for, but consumption can be our word. So we say, vegetables produced using pesticides are unfit for human consumption. Rice blank should be promoted in Tarai. Now we have the word cultivation in our blank, so we write it down. Excessive use of blank invite health hazards. We just read that excessive use of pesticides invite health hazards. We have 2 more left. Blank are used to kill insects in the farm. Now we use insecticides to kill insects. And finally, the last one left is ailments, and we write it down. So lots of ailments are caused by pollution in cities. Now we need to state whether these sentences are true or false. First one is, most of the vegetables available in market is unsafe. This is true because the article is about hazards to human health on consumption of the unsafe vegetables in the market. Next, Rambabu Paneru is the scientist at NARC, Nepal Agricultural Research Council. This is true. We have this position of Ram Bahadur Paneru in our text. Excessive use of pesticides is posing a threat to human health. This is also true. Unprescribed use of chemicals spoils the taste of vegetables. We have the same sentence said by Ram Babu Paneru in our text, in the article we just read. Chelsea Harvey wrote about climate change. This is also true because in our article we have the name in the rightmost portion. And RIC accounted for inequalities within different regions of the world regarding climate change. This is also true. So we have all the statements true. Now next we will answer the questions. The first question is, what are the headlines of the news article? So the 2 headlines are, rampant pesticide use risks health, and climate change is going to make inequality even worse. The next question is, who are the authors of the articles? The author of the rampant pesticide use risks health is the writer from the Himalaya, while for article related to climate change, it is Chelsea Harvey. What is harmful to both farmers and consumers? The answer is, unprescribed use of chemicals is harmful for both the farmers and consumers. So it was said by Ram Babu Paneru, the scientist at Nepal Agricultural Research Council. Next we have the question, what are the deadly effects of excessive use of pesticides? The answer is in the 4th paragraph of the article. The effects of using pesticides are: it affects the nervous system and causes impotence, damage to liver and kidney, and causes disabilities in children, miscarriage in women, etc. We have few more questions related to the article about climate change. Who will be disproportionately affected by climate change? The answer is the poor will be disproportionately be affected by climate change. The next question is, who developed regional integrated model of climate change and economy? And the answer is Denning and his colleagues developed the regional integrated model. And the final question is, why was regional integrated model developed? And the answer is, the model was developed to account for inequalities within different regions of the world, to acknowledge that different countries have different people of both a high and low economy. Here comes the end of this lesson. The homework is to answer the following. The 3 questions are: when was the article written? What is the full form of RICE? Where are these articles taken from? These questions are pretty simple and you can answer it very easily. And if you have any queries, any suggestions, or anything that you wish to share with us, please feel free to write to us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thanks for watching.